Newlyweds Bill and Icy Spencer had been frightened by what they believed was a strange presence in their Seattle home. They contacted a paranormal investigator and were instructed to keep a log of any unusual activity. But a month after starting the log, the couple had nothing to write in it. It was a welcome relief for Bill and Icy, who felt they could enjoy their newlywed life once again.
I got 3 words for you.
Are they, I love you?
Oh, well, there's that, but no, I was thinking of 3 others. No more homework. All right, time to call it a night.
You're right. Oh, there's just one other thing.
Despite the lack of activity, Icy adhered to the investigator's advice. She continued to keep the log.
Do you really think this is gonna work?
I don't know, but you've got to admit, it hasn't hurt.
For a time, things seemed to, calm down. There seemed to be a period of peace, and we were both optimistic and hopeful that maybe the worst was over and, things would get back to normal.
A week later, Bill and Icy were enjoying a quiet evening at home.
Promise me next time you're gonna try really hard not to cheat.
Cheat? Are you calling me a cheater?
You better believe it.
I think someone's just a sore loser. Can't take being beat by a girl.
Oh, yeah, it's killing me.
Leave us alone! This is our home! You're trespassing! Go away!
The vision of the teenage boy left Bill and Icy full of questions.
What did happen to him? Was he maybe killed in that apartment? And what about the people who did that to him?
Bill?
I was living in a nightmare.
Icy began to feel desperate.
I'm a strong person, but I felt like I was losing control over everything in my life. I just felt like death was all around me. The whole apartment felt like it was a huge crypt.
By December, only 2 months after moving into the flat, Icy began to feel physically and emotionally exhausted.
I totally felt like I was becoming somebody else. Like I was moving under a spell.
Icy was unable to keep up with the demands of a university course. The pressure was sending her deeper into depression.
I would be thinking these horrible things. I felt like hurting myself. I was always sad. I felt like it was so unbearable.
Hey, Icy. I'm sorry. I was still on the phone all. Gotta go.
At that point, I wasn't really talking much to anybody. I was avoiding people. I didn't want them to think that I was nuts.
That night,
Where have you been? You know, you should have been home hours ago. You could have at least called, told me where you were. I've been worried sick.
Just flunked my exam, okay? That means I flunked the class.
I see.
Oh, I see. I'm what exactly?
Get out. Get out of our house. Leave us alone. Do you understand me? I said get out! My chest.
All of a sudden, it was as if somebody had put out a lit cigarette on my chest.
terrified, Bill and Icy fled.
Both of us were only concerned with getting out of that place right then and there. It could strike any time. There was nothing that we could do to defend ourselves against whatever this was.
They drove aimlessly for hours, trying to make sense of what had just happened.
We were definitely at the end of our ropes at that point.
Bill and Icy checked into a motel to collect their thoughts. The pair decided to contact the paranormal investigation team. This time, the Spencers were determined to convince them that they were truly victims of the paranormal. Investigator Shannon Stidman met with the frightened couple.
Well, it certainly seems like a lot has gone on since that first email you sent. And it's apparent that
What struck me most about Bill and Icy's story was that events were escalating. It was becoming dangerous to live there. So that's when we got involved.
I have a few theories about what I think might be going on based upon what you've told me so far. One of the first things that you mentioned was that the apartment had been renovated. That stuck out to me from the very beginning.
Is that important?
Stidman believed that any entities that had been trapped could have been unleashed during the renovation.
Anytime you tear apart a structure, it disturbs the psychic energy. And
Renovations in a haunted house either make the hauntings go away entirely or they make them worse. And in this case, it seems to have contributed to the activity.
another thing that strikes me is that
A common theme in hauntings is that something traumatic happened. The image seen by Bill was a sign there was something definitely going on in there. Something very powerful, something very strong.
But why attack Bill? We've been there for weeks and nothing like this has ever happened.
Stidman explained that some entities tended to feed on emotions such as fear and anger.
Where have you been? You should have been home hours ago. You could have at least called, told me where you were. I've been worried sick.
And that the negative energy enabled them to intensify their